And we brag and boast about this. But yet when you look at the community, it's trash everywhere. And then you smoke and they do their drugs and the bags is everywhere. You know, it reminds me of the New Jack City back when the crack vials was everywhere and the kids' playground, and then you say, what's wrong? You know, so that's when
we live in government assisted housing and we pay $75 to $200 for rent and we pull up in a $60,000-$70,000 car, then you turn around and say, "What are you doing?"
Right.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah. That money could have been into college. That money could have been put into a store. Exactly. Everybody's grandmother can cook. Right. Buy your mama a restaurant.
Here's the question. Why do we sensationalize things like that? We think that, if I live large or I show that I'm living, I've got a lot, then maybe somebody might think that I'm special. Why do we do that? In some cases, a person can afford it, but in a lot of cases they can't. Why do we always feel that we've got to keep up with the Joneses?
Because you want to be accepted. And in order to be accepted, you got to keep up with the trend. Just like it first started off, Facebook was the thing. Then it went to Twitter. And now it's Instagram. So you got to keep up with the Joneses. I just got to keep up with you because we're not satisfied with who we are. We can't accept who we are. I can't accept the fact that I just cannot afford that. I can't accept the fact that I can't get the Benz, but I can get the Ford GT. You know what I'm saying? So, we can't acceptance. Again, it goes back to
I got something to add on that, but I'm going to let Laraj say something. What do you guys say about that?
No, because I'm just listening to the dialect. Somewhere in this city, somewhere in the world, someone's listening to this station, probably a 70-year-old man named Mr. Jones, while we're keeping up with the Joneses, and he's referencing this interview from something he heard 50 years ago. So why is this still the conversation? That's the problem.
Because we haven't evolved. We haven't.
And that's
the whole
my point.
thing is no evolution with African Americans. Laraj, you hit on that every race have something, a legacy. The Arabs have the stores. The what's the Dunkin' Donuts? Who owned them? We know that race got that. The laundromat was the Chinese. Everyone have something. Right. We don't have anything.
And we're the most talented beings on this planet. While the women, and this goes back to my distraction, while the women, and for the last probably 100 generations of raising and birthing not only our children, but teaching other race children how to do everything. The black man was somewhere trying to glorify, hey, I want to be a part of this war. This is not your war, but I want to be a part of it. Right. Hey, these people are singing and dancing and acting a fool. I want to be a part of that. Hey, these people are selling drugs. I want to be a part of that. Yeah. And life, as everything else evolved, we as a culture have diluted. We've sat there and said, this is good enough for me.
Yeah.
There's somebody with a broken TV, and I'm sorry, Reverend. There's somebody with a broken TV, and it has 3 channels. And he says, this is good enough for me. Is that a bad thing? No, because he don't want to pay a cable bill. Right. Is it a good thing because it looks like he hasn't evolved? No, he just made a stand and decision.
Hey, I don't want to pay a cable bill either. I need to get it. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have cable. But let me just say this real quick. I want to throw this out. I want to give a shout out to Chris Bass, who has been out for a while. Chris Bass, we love you, man. Chris Bass, the Baseline comes on each day, Monday through Friday, from 4 to 6. You ought to listen to the Baseline. There's a lot of good conversation there as well. We love you, man. Chris Bass, the Baseline, Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. to 6. Baby, you got a special letter you got over there for us?
Yes, I do. We do LST letter relationships here.
What does LST stand for, baby?
Let's stay together, baby.
Okay.
LST letter relationship.
Yeah.
Dear LST.
Hold on for a second. You're going to tell them what because they don't know what they're going to be doing. We're going to read this letter.
I'm so
sorry.
Yeah,
look at her. She can get all.
We were so into this.
She went from Betty Shabazz back to Brenda, and so she's got to.
I was thinking we were doing the Steve Harvey
it's
Scarlet letters.
It's not his letters, but you learn from some of the best. You learn from some of the best. Steve is doing his thing. Love your brother.
Some of our people that's on Facebook.
Yeah,
we put it out there, and they send us a question if they don't want nobody to know who they are, and we'll read it on the air regarding the topic we're talking about.
And then we will ask for you all to make comments on it.
Right. So this is the LST, Let's Stay Together relationship letter. It says, Dear LST, summer is here, and I hate to say it, crime will plague our streets even more. When you turn on the news, it's in our face about how many people were murdered overnight, over the weekend, and overall. The killings are senseless on both ends, our black-on-black crime, and the police brutality that our brothers are enduring is even scarier. Any suggestions on how we can keep the peace this summer? I want to live and not die. Sincerely, tired and frustrated.
Can I speak to this one as if it was one of my parents? Lose the distraction. This summer, instead of going to the nightclub because there's a free promotion and free bottle giveaway, stay at home. As opposed to venturing out your neighborhoods, stay in the neighborhoods. Do a cookout at home. Invite family. Involve something positive. The liquor stores in our community stay open at 3 in the morning.
Yes, they do.
Who sets it up that it's okay for us to get drunk at 3 in the morning and drive, and a community has a liquor store that closes at 4 in the afternoon? Mm-hmm. Let's not be distracted by what they're trying to distract us with. So turn off the TV, turn off, all this promotion and this partying and this statuses and this social media-esque, this distraction that they've given us. Yes. We don't even read anymore because we're reading statuses and we're updating.
Yes.
We don't even listen to terminology in the world and don't be distracted and just pay attention. Right now, what's the biggest thing going on with cell phones and pictures? Selfie. That means for yourself. This is a term that we've been plaguing in our mind for the last 5 or 6 years. Take a selfie. Make it all about you. Where's the togetherness that? You can't fit 5 people in a selfie. You cannot do that. So what they say, they're not taking selfies no more. Well, get them a selfie stick so they can make everybody fit.
Yeah. You know there's a selfie stick. No. You got one, girl.
No, I don't. And to be honest, I don't do selfies like that. I have to learn how to craft that.
Okay, but stay with it. Stay with it. Go ahead, Raymond.
Tired and frustrated. I feel your pain. Coming from where we from, yes, it's coming. But let's look at it. And I wasn't gonna get into this, but I got to get into this. Let's look at the statistics. Chicago is not even on the top 20 in the worst cities in the country. So that lets you know that is not the problem, baby. That's not the problem. So we have to look at in depth and see what the real problem is. And I will tell you, you don't even got to look around. It's education and employment. Those are the 2 keys that's keeping us from reaching our next plateau, from having unity and peace in our community, from having them old cookouts like old grandmama and mama family and all that. So, and what we're going to do is you have to get involved. We send out every time. You can send out texts. Y'all send out emails. Y'all can tell us what we're not doing, but we never see you guys' face until death or destruction shows up at your door. Then you want to call Brother Raymond, you want to call Romeo, you want to call the pastor, and you want us to stop everything we're doing to take on your action. But when we asked you, all you have to do is get involved.
All right. You have something to say, Ms. Tracy?
Yeah, I actually do, believe it or not, because I was going to step back and let these handsome gentlemen have the floor today. But this is a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, especially in the community that I work in, because we are actually having that same problem about getting our kids a safe summer. I just went out today and I was told that we had gunfire and some shootings in the neighborhood. So one of the things that we did was we had a peace rally, was it like 2 weeks ago, where the police came together with our youth, and we had like a big block party where the police played basketball against the youth, and we called it Faith in Action. The pastors in the community came out and they prayed, and the police came out and did roll call and played with the basketball with the kids and everything. But that was one day.
Yes.
One day. So besides what Raymond was saying, I just want to ask that each and every parent that is out there, take the responsibility of your own child, because everybody is saying, I don't know who broke in the car. I don't know who broke in the apartment. I don't know who doing the shooting. Yes, you do. It's that son at home that had that gun under his bed and them drugs in his drawer and that crowbar where he broke into that car. We know what our children are doing. And if we don't, we need to find out.
No, so if you don't, shame on you as a parent.
Exactly. So I am asking that each and every parent take back the responsibility of disciplining their children and being responsible for them.
And another thing before we go, you cannot sit up and smoke blunts with your child and ask them to respect you. You
Preach,
cannot
Raymond.
go to the strip clubs with your daughter and expect her to respect you, and then you'll call her out her name when you just opened the door for her to go do this, or you just bought the gun in the house and you showed him, little nigga, what you know about this? And then he get this in his mind. This is portrayed. This is what he's supposed to do. Like, again, we say these are learned behaviors, and it's coming from the parents, and we're not putting it all on you, but you have a big responsibility. And the men, we need you to step up to the plate, and queens, we need you to stay in your place.
I was going to sit back on this one. For the people listening, yes, I'm standing. I've been standing for the last 10 minutes. I don't know why they said nothing about it.
Hey, we just figured you want to stand.
Okay.
That's all.
I challenge, and this goes out to that parent. I challenge us in our communities, as Ms. Tracy said, as Brother Raymond said, take responsibility. But here's my challenge for you. There's how many weeks of summer? 12 to 14 weeks of summer. So take 14 Fridays out of your life.
Busy schedule.
Take 14 Fridays, and in between the hours of 7 and 10, you get some positive black people standing on those corners. Yes. That way the kids won't congregate. Yep. You get some, go back to sitting on your porch.
Yes.
They'll shoot on an empty block, but will they shoot that same gun on a block full of people?
No. And especially their own people.
Yeah.
So that's my challenge. Get up and get out here and go to that corner, go to those parks and sit there. They won't roll that blunt in front of you. Yeah. Not if it's enough of you.
Yeah.
They're ashamed.
You want to say something, babe?
I wanted to do my challenge to every mother, whether you're young or old. I know with mothers, they always say, I want to be my child's friend. Your role as a parent, you're supposed to be the mother. And for those single mothers out there that lay up with the different men in the household and claim that they're the Uncle Joe, the Uncle Ben's, the Uncle Sam's, how dare you get mad at your daughter when she come home pregnant because she see what you're doing and she's bringing somebody to lay up to. Now, I known some baddie that done that, just mad at her daughter, but I had to shut her down and say, well, look at what you're doing. She see that this is not her father. She know it's not her real uncle. And she see, as I say, the turntable that you keep bringing the different men in. So why don't I just challenge all those women out there, be a woman about yours and raise your daughters. Don't let the streets do it.
Yeah, this is a conversation that we could talk about continuously. The old saying is it takes a village to raise a child. Right. And the problem is now is that the village is left and the child is left alone. Yes. We have a village of people who don't care about the child anymore. Yes. When I was younger, everybody was a parent. You can get a whooping by anybody, and if you got a whooping by somebody, daddy and mom was going to whoop you for getting a whooping by somebody, because there was a level of respect, there was a level of love, there was you encourage somebody. If a child wasn't in school, you would tell them, get back in school. And as Laraj says, we need to get back to the neighborhoods, do something in your neighborhood, stop going out of your neighborhood. Fight for your neighborhood. Fight for economic development in your neighborhood. Yes. Why do you not have an African-American store in your neighborhood? Yes. Fight for something that's worth dying for.
Exactly.
Instead of just dying just to be fighting because he got something that you don't have. Hey, we're going to go to commercial breaks. This is the Let's Stay Together show. We'll be right back after these commercials.
Good evening. The Let's Stay Together show presents Point of View by Donna Terrell.
We all resist change. Change can be scary. If you don't know what's going on in your life, Change presents unknown variables. Maybe a change has occurred that you didn't want or ask for, thereby throwing your life in upheaval, like a relationship.